Events are a great way to market your business and promote your products. I'm Jamie Gorman, host of Be Better at Business TV, and I'm here this morning with Johanna Goosens of Simplicity Events by Johanna here locally. And Johanna is a professional event planner with specific experience in planning and promoting using event marketing. Good morning, Johanna.
Good morning, Jamie. I'm excited to be here.
Great. So for our next question, so we've kind of promoted the event, we've got it all planned out, and now we're here, right? We've got all our guests here, you know, our hundreds or our 20s or whatever it is, right?
Whatever.
And we have our guests. You know, while you're at the event, what are some things, you know, maybe it's an event that's an hour or 2 hours long specifically and people are expected to stay, or maybe it's more of an open house, people are coming and going, but you want to keep them around as long as possible. What are some ways you can really have a great impact while you're at the actual event? What are some things and activities you can do?
Well, actually, the word activity is important.
Okay.
Activities can be a great thing. Once again, they need to be paired to the type of event.
Right.
But having some reason for people to stay can be a wonderful thing. Whether it's as simple as you've got a bunch of kids around and mom and dad, you'd like for them to stay, well then go and get the bounce house.
Give the kids something to do so they're not dragging on. Okay. Yeah, if you want the parents' attention.
Now, say you've got 20s and 30s, but you're still in a business setting, but you want to loosen it up. Something as silly as getting a little putt-putt, like course.
Right. I've heard that you can get those now,
yeah,
portable putt-putt courses.
It doesn't take up all that much space, but it gets a little bit of, it loosens people up a little bit. We'll have them stay a little bit because of that friendly competition, whatever have you. You know, it can seem almost silly or trivial, but you'll be surprised what it will allow people to loosen themselves up, still within a professional setting, but it will actually get conversation flowing a little more, and that's the time when you're going to find out from your potential clients what it is that they're looking for. What it is that you can offer them that maybe is a little different than your competitor, and you might have it.
Right.
And also, they're going to remember if they were playing putt-putt golf in the middle of an office.
That's right.
Or something like that. And I mean, even having things like a popcorn machine. And these are all small things, but things that are just enough to differentiate you a little bit from your competitors. Just make it a little bit more fun and less like the networking events that we all go to all the time, which serve their purpose.
Right.
But they can be changed up a little bit.
Good. And how do you feel about things like contests, raffles, giveaway, doors, prizes? Are those something that you kind of promote and do those, or is that something you kind of stay away from?
Absolutely. Those are great. I mean, once again, you're competing with a lot of other events. You've got something free to give away. People are more interested in coming. That's absolutely the truth. Just sort of like food and liquor do the same thing. They really do. But raffles can be a great way to get people in the door and also track their information. Because you can have them fill out a little simple sheet that says, you know, we'd love to have your information so that we can send you our monthly newsletter, and by signing up, you enter our raffle. So you've done two things there. You've gotten them in the door, they're signed up for the raffle, and actually a third thing, you've got their information to follow up with them in the future, which is another huge component with your events, is that you want to have something come out of that. You want to have some way to track and follow up with your potential clients. So that's a great way to track their information.
Good, and just getting on kind of what to give away. So I mean, my business is, you know, business management consulting, business plans, and you know, meeting facilitation and business education. So you know, if I give away products, I can give away free consultations and things like that. But I mean, is that something? Should I pick something that I do specifically, or would it be better for me to give away an iPad or a iPhone or a Droid or something like that? What do you think?
That's a tough one. That honestly is a tough one because it can go both ways, and I actually look at it from myself being a small business owner, and for me, having the consultation with you probably would be a great thing and very, very valuable.
Well, thank you.
So from that perspective, that's actually a great thing to give away. Now, I'm certainly not going to turn down an iPad either. So it depends a little bit, or just to give you that much more to do, get both, have 2 raffles.
Yeah.
Because you have different types of audiences as well.
Right.
You have some people that will benefit greatly from that consultation, and other people that will say, well, that's great, thanks, but
yeah.
I really wanted a prize.
Well, and that's a good point, because, you know, especially if you're selling something that, you know, requires a little bit of education, or people may not even realize they need it, right? So if you're, you know, giving away a home inspection, but people are like, I don't really need a home inspection, or maybe I have an apartment, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta kind of consider that as well. Maybe that's not your audience, but on the same token, that same person, if you're giving away a TV, here's my name, address, you know, phone number, all my information, I really need a TV, so.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes a little bit bigger splash, so
It
I guess that's
does.
something to remember, is that when you pick your giveaway, you're also using that in your promotion to draw people in as well.
Exactly.
Good.
And then, okay, so someone has signed up for the TV now that has an apartment, but in 2 years, they're going to be moving into a home and maybe need that home inspection.
Yeah.
And guess what? They did sign that.
And they're still getting your newsletter every month.
Exactly.
So that gets into kind of, really into the email marketing, the follow-up, the drip marketing type of stuff, that event marketing can just be the start of that.
Yes.
It sounds like.
Yes.
Which is a great start for that.
And that actually brings a good point, that a lot of times, as with so many different forms of advertising, it's not that one thing, not that event,
Right.
that actually gets your client. It's a mix of other things together.
Good. That's a great point. That's a great point. So to ask questions here on Be Better at Business TV, we have a chat on the website, and you can just chat in your questions. Alyssa, do we have any?
What's the best way to collect information from my guests at a large event?
Okay, we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
You said about the giveaways, but have you considered, you know, do you have them come in and type their name in? Maybe they automate it in a computer, or
There's any number.
and how much information, right? Do I need to get everything, or what kind of information should I get from them?
Honestly, if you can get a name, a phone number, and email, that's a great start, and doesn't, for me personally, I find that some things get really intrusive after a while,
Right.
and just a little much, and also can be a little bit too time consuming.
Yes.
You're at an event, you're not there to take a test,
Right.
so your name, your email, your phone number, that's, I feel that that's a pretty good amount of information and amount of contact possible.
Yeah, and they talk about that in surveys in general, and as the more information you ask for, the less likely you'll get a response. People just kind of phone and say, you know what, it's not kind of worth
Yeah.
it, so, okay.
Exactly, and I do think also that intrusion factor starts building up quickly.
Right.
Now, an answer of how to track your guests depends on the event, but if you have registration, an online registration in advance, especially
yeah.
if you have a dinner or anything like that, so when they're RSVPing, that can be a great way to start tracking them, not even at the event, but before the event.
Right, right.
And then, yes, well, having someone there, an event planner maybe, or an employee of the event planner, checking people in,
Okay,
making sure that we've got the information right there at the beginning
right.
of an event. And then, yes, for the smaller events, the things in your office that you want sort of loose and comfortable, fill out that raffle ticket, you know,
Good.
put it in the box. We're gonna draw your name. That can be a great way.
And how do you feel about name tags?
As many times as I have personally worn one and then walked into the grocery store afterwards, I
Did that
don't.
last night.
They're actually a good tool.
Okay.
They are, because it's something that connects people. And also, it's great if you've met someone before and you know them,
Yeah,
and you can do your recovery really
Okay.
quickly. Hi, Karen. Thank God I remembered that
yeah,
name.
great,
But I think name tags can be a very good thing
good.
on the whole.
All right, so you know, you covered a lot of stuff, and I kind of see the value in having an event planner. I wouldn't have had you on today, but just kind of cover for somebody who's kind of on the fence of, you know, should I use the budget and try to do it all myself, or should I use an event planner? What are like some of the couple things where they really need to think through and make that decision of using an event planner?
Well, and I've definitely worked with particularly a couple of smaller companies where
Right.
it was a very conscious decision that they had to make to
Yes.
actually hire a planner. And what I have found, their first thing they remarked to me was that they actually got to talk to their clients or their potential clients.
Right.
That they actually got to make that very important connection with them and do what that event was designed to do,
Right.
which was to let them interact with other people rather than being their own event manager.
Well, that's a great point.
And that in and of itself has tremendous value.
Right.
Yes, you are spending on the front end to get a planner and to put that event on, but it's part of that, spend a little to get a lot more back.
Right.
And that those connections that those clients or that my clients were able to make with their potential clients were very valuable and worth thousands and thousands of dollars to them.
Right.
So that's huge. And how nice is it to walk into an event where you get to enjoy people around you
Right.
and not be worried about everything running smooth.
Food out, is there
Yes.
more drinks, are we running out of this? And it sounds like just from the conversation that just the experience you bring in setting up and planning is a great thing too as well, so,
I would like to think that I am a calming force,
yes.
and that I think can have a lot of value for people as well.
Great.
I think that a good planner, they can on occasion save you money. They can. It's not a guarantee because that also depends on choices that you decide to make as to
Yes.
how you're going to spend your money. And it can't be in every single situation, but they can help you save money. They can help you guide your ideas in a realistic manner to
Yeah.
both how an event really runs and how you want your message to come across.
Good.
Sometimes your ideas can be really great, but perhaps not quite realistic in the setting that
Right.
you're working with. And I think that a lot of my clients will, of their own nature, keep beating against that wall and try to make it happen the way they want it to happen.
Right.
And perhaps they need to figure out how to walk around that wall.
Okay.
And that's a way that I can help.
Good, we're about out of time, but what I would like to do is just give you an opportunity to say, is there anything else we need to know about Simplicity Events by Johanna?
Well, I am a local business here. I love being in Northern Virginia. I moved here about 4 years ago, and I think that this area is so rich in so many diverse ways of having events and coming together with people. Simplicity Events actually works with both social clients, so yes, I do handle people that are having their weddings and things
Okay.
along those lines, but I love working with companies and letting them have those moments where they get to really feel proud of their business and share it with other people and enjoy those moments and those chances to really increase and build their business.
Right. Great, well, thank you. Thank you for being here. And thank you all for attending or for watching us here on Be Better at Business TV. I'm Jamie Gorman, the host, and also with Sigma Business Management. Thank you for joining Be Better at Business TV.